Nicola Sturgeon has backed herself into a corner of her own making, according to a Scottish Conservative councillor. Tony Miklinski, Conservative councillor for Cooper Ward in North East Fife, told Express.co.uk that Scotland's First Minister has no plan B to Scottish independence. Mr Miklinski stated that signs of strain are beginning to show in the SNP and that hardline supporters will splinter away from the party if Ms Sturgeon cannot deliver on her pledge. The Scottish Conservative said, "I don't think she has a plan B. Nicola Sturgeon is backed into a corner of her own making, her sole existence, and the sole reason she manages to keep her supporters, hardline and softerline, together is her continued demand for independence. The penny is dropping inside the SNP and you can see the division opening. It was unrealistic before COVID and it is certainly unrealistic after tens of millions of pounds of support from the UK government to keep 80% of Scottish jobs alive. That is only possible on that scale because the UK government can borrow money from the markets at a favourable rate. Without that support from the UK, I hate to think of the state we would be in." So, she does not have a plan B, and I think the SNP will start to splinter. I think hardliners and the rest will start to argue. He continued, "They have managed to keep it together for 14 years, but strain is showing. So, we just need to keep our nerve and do what is right for Scotland. I hope central-minded people will continue to see the benefits of being part of the UK." During the same interview, the Scottish Conservative warned Ms Sturgeon that some members of the SNP are growing tired of following her patient approach to Scottish independence. Mr Miklinski, "I am not part of the SNP, so I can't speak from within, but I do listen and see the signs. There are people who are not inclined to follow her patient route, there are factions in the SNP that have different agendas. So while without doubt she is the most able politician in the SNP ranks, I don't think her power base is secure because people are getting impatient. They have been promised so many times that they would get independence and it was just around the corner, and they have been disappointed so many times. They have been promised the impossible. They said once in a generation. We are 6 years on, that is not a generation. Nicola has got nothing left to offer.